Hi Taurus, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your July 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic Coral spread is always, and I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So we'll see what we get. Okay, so we have Pisces, which for you guys is your 11th house of friendships, groups, and let's see, we have the South Node. So that's actually in Sagittarius, which for you guys is your 8th house of intimacy, investments, death, rebirth. And we have 11, so that's your 11th house of friendship. So once again, we see that Pisces energy there. Alright, so we'll keep those in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Three of Cups. So this is actually Cancer energy here, which for you guys is your 3rd house communication. And just looking at the overall imagery of the card, that makes me think of friendships as well. So this could just be saying that you guys might be reconnecting with friends that you might not have seen for a while. Maybe it's as simple as with the summer, everyone gets together for something. Now this can be siblings as well. So, usually when I see this card, it's definitely an energy of connecting with people that you've known for quite some time. I don't think these would be people you just met last week, basically. But definitely a celebratory energy nonetheless. And given that this is your 3rd house, could just represent communication. So, you could just be reaching out to people you might not have spoken to for a while. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll physically be seeing them, but definitely looks like a positive energy overall. Alright, in the challenge or obstacle position, we have the Death card, which is the major arcana for a Scorpio, your opposite sign. Page of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, which is actually Taurus energy for you guys. So, for some of you, this could be possibly a romantic relationship that might have broken up between you and another person in the past. And with that Page of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, could just be saying that the challenge or obstacle that's preventing the Three of Cups energy from happening right now is that, there might be a need to reach out and actually communicate to restore the balance within the connection. So, could be some hesitancy on your part or the other person's part in doing so, but looks like that's what it's saying it would lead to, but it's actually going to require that action on someone's part. Alright, in the foundation, we have the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces energy, which we did see twice with those dice, and also the King of Wands, which is Leo energy. For some of you, this could even possibly be family connections as well. But either way, with the Knight of Cups energy, we do see that forward movement to actually communicate. Usually when we think cups, it is love, but it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. Again, it could be friends, family, whatever the case may be. Looks like there could be some travel involved too, so maybe just physically been living some distance from this person. And with the King of Wands, could just be saying you're dealing with a fire sign, possibly a Leo, or this could just be saying that by the time we get to Leo season toward the end of July, that's when this actually will take place. Alright, in the past position, a few cards came up there. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter energy, the Hierophant, which is you guys, Strength, which is Leo again, Queen of Wands, which is Aries energy, and the Devil, which is Capricorn energy. So I see this playing out a couple different ways, actually. This kind of makes me feel like it could be a romantic relationship dynamic, and what it could just be saying here is that, this connection could have been brought into your lives. Could definitely be with a Leo, since we do see Leo energy twice, but could be anyone. But primarily the thing that I'm seeing with this is there might have been a lot of passion around the situation, but for whatever reason you might have held back on that. So maybe you felt like a really strong attraction to this person, but for whatever reason you might have felt like it wouldn't work out for the best, so you might have just held back. Maybe because there was so much passion to it, you might have had very traditional beliefs, so you might have been like, I don't know if I want to go down that path, so it looks like there was some resistance in the past around this connection. Let me see what else comes to mind with this. Yeah, could have just been one of those things where for whatever reason you weren't necessarily trusting it, but it does feel like it was brought to your life for a reason. All right. In the present position, we have the Ace of Cups. So usually the Ace energies represent an idea. So it doesn't necessarily mean the action will be taken, but at the very least it shows that this is what's on your mind. And this is a very fertile creative energy. So it could just be saying, maybe the seed's been planted in your minds that, you know what, maybe I should reach out to this person, right? See what they're up to, see if we could reconnect. But again, I don't necessarily see you taking action on it just yet. All right. In the near future position, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is actually in Libra energy and usually does represent a cycle of healing when it's in the upright. And for you guys, Libra is your sixth house. So for some of you, this could actually be a physical thing that you've been healing from. But for the majority of you, I feel like this is saying that, if there was some disappointment around the connection in the past, right, which, like I said, does look like there was some kind of a parting of the ways, with this coming up in reverse, could just be saying that you're actually getting through that process of healing from it, and now that could be nudging you closer to actually taking action toward it. All right, the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Two of Cups. So this definitely does look like it could be actually extending that offer, right? We see the Ace energy here, now we see the Two of Cups, which to me represents more of actually taking that action, kind of like the Page energy would be as well. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there, especially given that we see the Knight of Cups as well. And if we look at their position in the spread, they're looking right at the Two of Cups energy there. So yeah, looks like there definitely will be an offer made. Now this actually represents the first 10 degrees of Cancer, which would be the end of June basically. So I don't necessarily think it would be that early, but I feel like this is just more of saying, that energy will play out between the two of you. And interestingly enough, that line head is sticking out to me there too. So again, that could be another indicator of what I was seeing there too, which could be saying that, it might actually take you till the end of July when we get into Leo season to finally come forward and make the move. But it looks like the wheels are already starting to turn. In the environment position, we have the Eight of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here, and for some of you, this could be representing your energy, where, like I said, it looks like you're not quite ready to take the action yet, but as the month progresses, you will be. But for others of you, this can just represent the other person in the dynamic, which is to say, it's possible they also want to have things, reconciled between the two of you, but they seem to be far more stuck than you are, quite frankly. So that could be part of the delay as well. And it could just be saying that when you do come forward to this person, they might not initially know how to react to it. So that could be what that Eight of Swords energy is saying there too. And especially if it has been a long time, just might catch them off guard. I don't see it as a negative per se, but just keep that in mind that you might have to be a little patient hearing back from them. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Page of Pentacles. So in a way, I'm feeling like this is kind of a fear, especially given that your natural card is the King of Pentacles, and to see the Page of Pentacles, which looks like that pentacle was just out of his reach. There we go. See, it's not quite in his hands, so I feel like that could be a fear of yours, that if you do want to come forward and solidify this connection and get it back on track, you might have a fear that it might not, turn into something more stable. But I always point out to people, wherever this card looks like a really positive or really negative thing in the hopes or fears, it's just more of something that's on your mind as opposed to an indicator of it playing out. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Ten of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here. Now, the way I'm kind of feeling about this is it's just you guys, just playing it over in your head. And, because to me, the wands represent taking action. And we see he's holding on to them really tightly. So it's like, I feel like this is just, you might get yourselves through the process mentally and say you're ready to do it. But for whatever reason, you might just get right to the edge, but not actually come forward and say it. Now, like I said, I do feel like for the majority of you, given what I'm seeing here as a whole, could just be saying that you weren't healed necessarily. So even though with this being in the outcome position, I'm still getting the idea that you guys probably will actually come forward and make the effort. I will say, like I noticed with a few of the cards, it looks like it might take you until Leo season to actually get there, which would be toward the end of July, possibly even in August. But with this Ten of Wands, that's primarily what it's saying to me. I feel like it's saying, you get really close to actually coming forward and doing it, and then for whatever reason you stop yourselves. Probably overthinking it a bit, but that's what I see there. And we also have at the bottom of the deck the Hangman, which to me is another indicator of, just really thinking something over, but not necessarily taking action toward it. And interestingly enough, we have the Emperor beneath that. So I feel like you guys will get there to where you actually do take the action. But like I said, it might, for whatever reason, take until we get toward the end of July for you to do so. All right, moving on to your Oracle card, we have Chop Wood. There's the artwork. The number is 42. Okay, so it says, being grounded in everyday experience, humility. The Oracle's message: there are times when a big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which bring you ever closer to what you seek. So an interesting message there. To me, that kind of points to possibly releasing the attachment to what the outcome would be, right? If you do come forward toward this person. Because like I said, for example, with that card coming up here, it could just say that it might catch them off guard, and initially they might not know how to respond. And it could just be saying, if that's the case, try not to freak out and jump to the worst case scenario. It could just be saying, all right, you planted the seed, you reached out, and give it a little bit of time from there. So hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says, nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls when the everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing. Stare into space, pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple, just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. So yeah, again, I'm kind of getting that same vibe there as far as, like I said, it just feels like it's saying, hey, if you do know you need to come forward and communicate to this person, might not instantly turn into this romance story, right? But, if that's the work you have to put in, just do it, trust in it, and then, let things fall into place from there. So hopefully that resonated with you. And the prosperity message says, now is the time to take small steps rather than larger steps on a journey to creating your most prosperous life. Move your focus off your big dream and attend to the mundane chores. Focus on the little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greater plan for the life you aspire to manifest into reality. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain humble and aware of the present. So, pretty positive message there too, and that could possibly be what that Three of Cups energy is saying too, to try to relax a bit and try to get out and enjoy yourselves and, kind of unwind and not worry too much about the results. And that could be what that Ten of Wands is pointing to, right? Where you could just, be pushing yourselves too hard around a certain situation too. So whatever resonates. All right. And finally, we have a Mudra card for you guys. And the Mudra you got this month is the Trishula Mudra. There it is there. Keyword for it is destruction. All right. And there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But it says, removes obstacles on a spiritual path, serves as a spiritual weapon against ignorance, laziness, doubt, egoism, attachment, and aversion. So if that sounds like something that would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the Mudra in the description video as always. Wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.